Really, I want to talk about consistency as a discipline. Consistency versus motivation. Like we say, oh, I don't feel motivated. Like motivation comes and goes.
True.
Consistency is a discipline. It's a
choice.
That kind of goes with my theory of the consistency over the long term, instead of bursts of intensity, are going to give you results that are sustainable.
Yeah.
Not just in our personal healthcare and, working out, things like that, but I think for business too.
Yeah.
And what I tell people that I work with when we're talking about consistency is it doesn't matter if you are doing it every single day, or if you say, well, I can only do it 3 times a week.
Yeah.
Or, show up in stories twice a week. Make that goal for yourself and resolve that you're going to show up X amount of times.
Yeah. Especially in the beginning.
Yes. You're going to film and post X amount of times a month and stick to it and be consistent over a length of time. Yeah. If you want to gain traction, if you're only going to do these short bursts of work, post a bunch of stuff, and then
disappear.
Nothing for a while, it's going to be really hard, number one, to build community, but to really get the results that you want in the long term. So I know that you had the moment where you decided to be consistent.
Yeah.
And it was someone at Haven who kind of confronted you.
It really was, because...
So tell us.
Okay, so I'm at Haven, which is a DIY conference. Just went there because I was kind of feeling it out. I had some success on a couple of videos, but I was not posting consistently. I would post like 3 or 4 videos, and then I would just ghost for a few months.
Well, it was still sort of a hobby at that point.
It was definitely a hobby, and I was taking care of my kids full time, and I still had one that was at home with me all the time. And we moved to Tennessee like in the middle of the summer, and in the summer it's really hard to get my work done.
Yeah, it is.
I hadn't done anything before I went to Haven, but I was kind of thinking about like, man, I have these 2 videos that are like I'm earning $1,000 a month on. What if I just started making videos all the time? So I went to Haven to kind of check it out and get tips on how to. I'd started kind of pitching people at that point, and I had done a couple of partnerships, but I didn't know how to negotiate. I didn't know what I could be charging. And so I kind of wanted to go to Haven to be around people that knew what they were doing. There were going to be brands there. There was going to be, I know Home Depot was there, and Ryobi and Frog Tape and Bear. I was like, oh my gosh. So I made it a goal when I went there. I'm like, I know I'm terrified, but I'm going to talk to every single one of these people. And I did, and tried to pitch myself. I'm like, all right, I'm going to go after these brand partnerships. I'm going to follow up with all these people that I got their cards. And I followed up with one brand. And they were like, yeah, we love your stuff. Like, but why are you... like your posting is really inconsistent. Like can you write us back? We'd love to partner with you, but can you write us back in 6 months when you can show us that you have consistent content? And I was just kind of like, oh, ouch, it hurt. I was like, oh, I thought I impressed her, and like I would love to work with this product, and this is a brick brand. And she was just like, yeah, we love you, but what's going on with your channel?
Yeah.
Like, are you committed to it or not? That's probably what everybody's going to say. Like I had made all these connections at Haven. I'm like, this is probably what everybody's going to say. So I have to just start making content, and I have to like set a date and I made the goal to put out 1 video a week when I started in fall, August until February. Maybe I took Christmas off, but I think I had a video once a week because I was like, this is my goal, because this brand told me if I do this and I come back to them, they'll pay me. And once you hit full-time channel and you're making full-time money, it's a lot easier to be consistent. But there was a season where I was having to be consistent and I wasn't getting anything out of it.
It's that initial time investment. I think we touched on a little bit in previous episodes. Is in the beginning, you have to be willing to invest the time and the effort without the return to get the return later.
Right.
So the brand that told you to wait at Haven, when did you reach back out? And did you...
In January, like right after.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Well, maybe she only told me I had to do 4 months then, because I started in August. So maybe or maybe I just reached out. Maybe maybe I reached out early. But in January, we ended up partnering on a video, and that video actually was really successful as well.
And I should note that is a partner that still to this day we partner with. So
to this day.
I think that was just a really good start to the relationship that you showed her, like, I'm committed, I'm going to come back. Can you say, would you be in the same place you are now if you hadn't have done that commitment to consistency in the
No, because there's no way, because once COVID hit and we were home, like I continued to make videos because of all of that, what had happened like in January and February. So if I wouldn't have had that bump at the beginning of the year from that consistency, from that 4 months leading up, I probably would have just like quit, honestly, if I'm looking back at it.
Yeah.